Hello. Nice to see you all. Nice to hear you all. Indeed. So now we have our guided meditation for the evening, and then we continue with more Kirtan and our discussion on yoga wisdom as well, with lots more Kirtan after that. So let's begin with our guided meditation. Very simple, nice and relaxing. And if you'd like to, close your eyes. Just take a few deep breaths and let it all go. Just let everything go. And we leave the music in the background and we bring our focus onto our breath. We're aware of each inward breath and each outward breath. And it's just coming very easy and natural. But we're aware. We're experiencing that cool air as it enters into our nostril, feeling the sensation of the breath. And this inward breath is actually full of rich prana, healing energy, which is filling our lungs and filling our bodies. And the outward breath, we're letting go and entering into a nice relaxed condition. So we're aware and we're experiencing the warmth of the exhalation. And we're feeling the gentle rhythm of the breath in our body. And that rhythm of the breath is helping us to relax. And now that we're more relaxed, we want to move into our mindfulness meditation. Again, this is a very effortless, easy practice. I'm not trying to concentrate deeply or force something to happen. In this nice relaxed state that we find ourselves, we step back from the mind. There is this constant flow of thoughts. We're not trying to stop the thoughts. We're not placing judgment on any thought. This is good, this is bad. We want to just be aware that we are the observer of this flow, this stream of thoughts. I am the silent witness. I make no effort to think, but thoughts come automatically. I am watching thoughts flow through my mind. I am aloof from them. I am the silent witness of my mind's activities. Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit. I am not this temporary physical body. I am not the ever-changing mind. I am the eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Spirit. Now let us harmonize our breathing, and starting on the third outward breath, we begin our meditation with the Gauranga mantra, Gauranga. Let us inhale together, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling,
For this next Kirtan meditation, please bring your attention to your heart. as you listen to these beautiful transcendental sounds, please welcome them into your heart. Your heart is a very special place in your body. It's the place in your body where you, the Jiva soul, are residing. And it's also the place where the Supreme Soul, the Paramatma, sits beside you within your heart. Embrace these beautiful names in your heart. And when you sing, sing from that place as well. Sing from your heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare beautiful, thank you. When you all go for it and just sing, it sounds like there's 1,000 people in here. For anyone who's watching online, it's not 1,000. We're correctly spaced.
There are 1,000 living beings here, though. There's more than just human beings. There's other living entities have come for the kirtan as well. Okay, so this is a time when we have to explore different teachings of yoga, the wisdom of yoga, and just so happens that tonight I actually prepared some idea for a talk, and it just so happens that the person I prepared it for is not here. Someone asked a question a few weeks ago, and I said that I'd be happy to talk about this particular topic, and they were not able to, well, not here yet. So I will save that for when that person is here. So what it means is we just got to look at each other for 20 minutes. That's okay for me, not so good for you. No, but what I'm hoping is someone might trigger a question. Someone might have a topic. If not a specific question, maybe there's an idea that we can connect up to the wisdom of yoga that may be beneficial for all of us. Does anyone have something like that?
How about balance in life?
Balance? No, it's no good. Just go for it. Just go wild, crazy. Should find out what our real purpose in life is and just go for it. That's my philosophy. No, the Australian School of Meditation is all about balance. It's just not me. It's a little bland, if you don't mind me saying so. If we can find something a little bit more interesting. I know this guy. We chat often, so I'm not putting him down.
I'll take you there then.
Yeah.
The concept of oneness
Yes.
is such division.
Yeah. Oneness. Okay. I will try my best to share from the yoga perspective the idea of oneness. Thank you. Before I speak, I always take a few moments to reflect and to pay my respects and gratitude to my spiritual teachers and to the Supreme. And I do this so that I may actually not speak through my own false ego, but actually I am praying that somehow or other I can be of benefit to us all by speaking something which I've heard of this yoga wisdom from our spiritual teachers. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Siddha Swarupananda Paramahansa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 what I might do is first of all ask you a question. What do you mean by oneness?
So at the moment, there appears to be division, and yet there...
In what way do you... I'm just trying to get to understand where to speak from, because even in the yoga community, when a person speaks of oneness, there may be certain concepts that are there. So I'm just trying to make sure I speak to that idea rather than something else.
So, for me personally, oneness is the only thing that exists. There is no separatism. However, at the moment, for other people who I know believe the same thing, they're being challenged. And me continually speaking into oneness is not supporting them, because they're seeing and experiencing such vast division. With everything that's going on in the world, with the inability to move freely, with the inability to choose freely.
And not to be attacked because of your choice.
Precisely. And so I guess the reason I asked the question is to seek some wisdom as to how I can support people who are so deeply feeling division right now.
Again, if I can clarify a little, speaking of wisdom, reset. Speaking of oneness, is it coming from the idea that we are all one?
I would probably speak more into the ethereal oneness as opposed to the physical oneness. Recognizing that we are all a projection of the ether or source, whatever you choose to call it. Recognizing that we all are a projection of that. Understanding that the projections are only different based on our current experience. Did I answer the question?
Okay. So there is this idea when we hear of oneness that on the highest level there is only the one, and that we are a temporary manifestation of that one, whatever name you want to put to that one. And that this experience of separateness, individuality, and personality is actually only temporary and an illusion. Would that be correct? And then ultimately, to achieve the original oneness, we will again go back to that source, and going back to that source, we no longer have individuality or personality. Would that be correct? So the school of thought that the lineage we're coming in is opposed to that. That there is, like the Beatles had a song just before they broke up. I am you and you are me and we are all together. And then they broke up. Because the reality is that I'm not you and you are not me, and I will never become you and you will never become me. And there is me, the Jiva Atma, and then there is the Paramatma. I am not the Paramatma, and I will never become. Para means supreme, Atma. Atma means self. So in the ultimate teachings of yoga, oneness is not oneness of losing individuality or personality. It's the oneness that Christ speaks of when he said, the Father and I are one. The Father and I, we are one. So it doesn't mean that Jesus is the Father or the Father is Jesus. Our individuality, according to Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, is an eternal reality, where he says many things. He explains very clearly that we are not our bodies, that we are the eternal Atma, temporarily walking around in this body. And let me think if I can get the exact verse, or the exact idea at least. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna, never was there a time that I did not exist, nor you, Arjuna, nor all of these kings who are assembled here to fight, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So Krishna is speaking of individuality, and he's speaking very clearly that individuality is an eternal reality. Now, to come to the idea of oneness, oneness is not coming to some cosmic state where there is no more separation. Our separation is an eternal reality. But the ultimate teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva. This means simultaneously one, but distinct. Simultaneously we are one. What is the oneness? The oneness is that we are all spirit soul. We are, whatever temporary body we have on with all of its material conditioning, and even the opposing sides of I want this, I like this, you're wrong, I'm right, or and I'm a woman and I'm a man and I'm an Australian and I'm Chinese and all these things. These are all temporary designations which apply to this temporary body which we are walking around in. And even our likes and dislikes and our ideas of life are all what's described as materially conditioned. Through our many sojourns in this life, we've heard so many things and we've taken on so many ideas, and they're all there within our mind. So we kind of have what is known as conditioned. We are not in our pure spiritual state. And due to this material conditioning by which we are influenced, and which is a filter by which we see life, right? So we all, like, you have like a pure white light, like a white light. But then if you put a filter over that, if the filter's green, then everything will be seen as green, or if the filter's red, then everything will be seen as red. So similarly, we all have filters on our perception of life and its purpose and what's right and wrong and who's good and who's bad and what the purpose of life is, and all of those things due to these different filters. So this is like the conditioning that we all have, and we all have different conditioning, material conditioning here. So the yoga journey is a journey of self-discovery to come back to our original state, our original condition, our original essence, our original nature. So we are all part of God. We are all part of the Supreme. Like I said, there's various words, names we can use, but we're talking about the cause of all causes, the original source from which everything and everyone comes. So we can call that God. Some people call that Krishna or Allah or Jehovah, different names like this, or Brahman, or different. So according to the conclusion of the Vedanta, the conclusion of the Vedic teachings and yoga, is that the oneness is oneness in love and oneness in will when connected to the Supreme Soul. Like a husband and wife or two friends can be one. They can be two individuals in one. So because we are all, not only are we Atma, spirit, we are also individual spirit souls. And therefore our individuality is expressed in various likes and dislikes. Even in the ultimate reality where we retain our spiritual individuality and personality, we are all individuals with our own even spiritual natures. So even within our spiritual nature, we have spiritual personalities. So I just wanted to make, first of all, that clear, that in oneness, in the ultimate oneness, it is not oneness where we lose our individuality or our personality. So there will always be individuality, and where there is individuality, there will be variety of thoughts and ideas and feelings and ways of doing things. Even people, two people who may be on the platform, of self-realization can also see things on how to do things in different ways because of the individuality. So to try the solution to overcoming this diversion, this attacking that we're seeing on all kinds of levels in the world is not an easy thing. In fact, the nature of this world is it is not something which is going to happen. So what we can do is we ourselves can try to live in harmony with the ultimate reality, and we may have some influence amongst those in our sphere of influence, respecting their individuality and not attacking them because they may have some differences than myself. So when, like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks about how the sage, the self-realized soul, sees with equal vision all living entities. He even speaks about the sage sees with equal vision an elephant, a dog, a Brahmin, a cow, a dog eater, all kinds of people, because he sees within the body, within the temporary form, physical form of everybody, he sees the spark of the Supreme. And therefore this is why he sees how everybody is actually equal. Like they used to have this thing back in the 70s maybe. It was called unisex. It was an attempt to, everybody had similar haircuts. So, men and women look the same in the similar kind of clothes, and, this whole thing of trying to find some kind of oneness, but on the physical, material platform. And it is never possible because we are not equal materially. No one is equal to anyone else. Every single individual has strengths and weaknesses and abilities, and, on every single level, from running to intellectually to, right? So it is not possible to find oneness or equality in an artificial way on the temporary material realm. So the oneness where we're feeling connected to others is only on the spiritual level. So the more that we ourselves act on that transcendental platform, the reality of our true spiritual nature, we individually act on that, and the more that we see others also in their true spiritual nature, then relationships can actually begin to be on that spiritual platform. And basically, you know, it is really only in our sphere of influence that we can, you know, have that impact on others. You know, there's a saying that I've heard many years ago that is very true, even in those who are on different spiritual paths, and it goes something like, being aware of how we live our lives, because we might be the only Bible someone ever reads. So, you know, you can substitute Quran, substitute Bhagavad Gita, you know, whatever you want to do there. So the biggest impact, you know, I've experienced having on people, you know, in my life is by how I've treated them and how I've lived my own life. That's had much more impact than, you know, me sprouting all kind of spiritual ideas, right? Because if I talk all these good spiritual ideas and I'm an asshole, then, you know, it doesn't matter what spiritual ideas I share, it's not going to have any positive impact. So the first thing we do is ourselves, without putting pressure on ourselves to be some artificial perfect person spiritually, but we live a life in harmony with that reality that I am the eternal spirit soul. I am an eternal part and parcel spark of the Supreme Soul, and spiritual perfection is when I am in harmony with the will of the Supreme and to live in that harmony. So when I'm trying to do that in my own life, then I myself will experience joy, happiness, peace, harmony, satisfaction, and this also then affects those around me. So wisdom is the platform where we can, you know, sharing wisdom and living in wisdom is how we can actually begin to make, you know, changes on that personal level. So seeing others as being the spiritual spark of the Supreme within that temporary body, who are now also in a conditioned state, as am I. So they're also materially conditioned with what's right and what's wrong and what's good and what's bad and what the goal of life is and what you should do and what I should do and what we should do. So we're not going to be able to impose any kind of spirituality onto others. So in that sense, there's not much we can do other than things such as what we're trying to do tonight. Like, for instance, we're chanting the holy names of God. That is what these mantras are. And the nature of the holy names is that they are spiritually potent and pure, because there is no difference between the holy name of the Supreme and the Supreme. And as the Supreme Soul is the all-love, so that the transcendental sound of the holy name is also that all-love, the Supreme Soul, in transcendental sound. So by us immersing ourselves, taking shelter in, embracing the holy name, the transcendental sound, our hearts and our mind are becoming purified of all of this material conditioning. And we are coming back to our natural, eternal spiritual state, because all of the illusion and delusions and selfishness and all of these things that are there covering our heart are purified. So therefore, in this lineage in which we are coming, which is, you know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was one of the spiritual luminaries in our lineage, and his desire, which is factually happening, and his prediction is that the holy names, the chanting of the holy names, Kirtan, will spread throughout every town and village on the globe. This is factually happening. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this, this Sankirtan movement 500 so years ago in India, and here we are in, Mermaid Beach in the little old Gold Coast, and we're chanting the holy names of the Supreme. This is astonishing. And factually, not just major cities in the world, but many small towns and villages also. So this is part of the solution, in that if we can somehow or other share the chanting of the holy names of the Supreme, this will purify the heart and the mind of the listener. And then the more that our hearts and minds become purified, then the more we also act upon our natural, harmonious, spiritual platform, which is one of love, which is one of tolerance, which is one of compassion, one of love. So therefore, we ourselves want to have that, be in that condition, and by sharing such an easy practice, then others also can experience that same. So the oneness is that we are all part of the Supreme, although we are still individuals, and how we can come together on a common ground is only on the spiritual or transcendental platform. So whatever helps us and others come to that transcendental platform, that is where we can begin to experience our oneness, in the sense that we are all part of the Supreme. So, there is not like any instant, solution, but it starts with me also striving, engaging in those practices which bring about, that change of consciousness in me. But what you see is that, people see only with material vision, so they see differences, because materially we are all different. There's different nationalities, there's different cultures, right? There's different political leanings, and that's where a lot of it happens, doesn't it? And there's so many differences on the external, so we're never ever going to have some homogeneous agreement, on those platforms. But we can agree to disagree without trying to kill each other and blow each other up and smash each other and punch each other and punch police horses and, all kind of things. Because we are tolerant, compassionate, caring and loving, even of those who are absolutely wrong. Right? And we know that they're wrong. Unfortunately, they know that we're wrong as well. So harmony is to be found on the spiritual platform. There will always be disturbances in the material world. It is its nature, always. No matter how much we strive and others strive to come to that natural spiritual platform, the nature of this world is that it is a world full of selfish people. That is my time's almost up. This world is as it is. Maybe I can have a few more minutes. Many of you know, who have come regularly, when I was a young chap, I ended up in a place called Boys Town. So if you haven't heard of Boys Town, well, one thing is it's full of boys. And what kind of boys were they? They were juvenile delinquents, is the kind of boys they were. And most of them got there because of not living in harmony with others in society. That is how they made it there. And they went there so that their consciousness, our consciousness, could gradually be rectified so that we could live in harmony in society with others, instead of stealing things that others own and breaking into their houses and cars and bashing them and all other kind of things, which is how boys got in there, right? So the program in Boys Town was tough, because there are a lot of tough boys there. So tough love was the norm, because otherwise the boys would have taken advantage of the people running the place. But the ultimate idea, the original idea behind it, was to help the boys, not to punish them, not to abuse them, but to help them so they can have a better life by being in harmony with others in society. This material world is Boys Town. This is where those who don't want to live in harmony with the Absolute, with the Supreme, this is where we come. And in this world, everybody is looking out for who? Yeah, there's a saying. You've got to look out for number one. Well, who's number one? The Lord in heaven? No. Me. It's all about me. And when we have a society where every individual, if not all, most, it's all about me. What I like, what I want, what I'm going to get through positive thinking or putting it out to the universe and demanding from the universe that I get this and I get that. As long as we are in the consciousness of it's all about me, and others are in the consciousness it's all about me, then we will always have division and fighting. So what can change this is a change of heart, not a change of political system, not kicking out one ScoMo and getting in someone else. Do you honestly think that that will change things? It means you cannot even look back in short history and seeing the guys who were in before this guy and the guys before that guy and the guys before that guy. There is no political solution to our troubled evolution, says Sting, and it's true. So the solution is a change of heart, a change of consciousness, from being it's all about me and what I want and what I don't want and what I like and what I don't like. Because as long as that is there and the majority of people are like that, there must be selfishness. There must be it's all about me and you, right? Must be. That is the natural outcome of that consciousness. So that's at the root of the problems that we see in life. So therefore it is a change of heart. And what will change my heart? I'm also selfish. I'm also hard-hearted, not just others, right? I'm also like that. To varying degrees we are like that. So what will change my heart? This is a spiritual practice. And the easiest, this is described in the Vedic or yoga text, the easiest and most sublime method to have this change of heart. Sublime means beautiful, amazing, sweet, right? Sublime. Is Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalo, kalo nasteva, gati anyata. Harinama. This is directly, there are many different forms of yoga and meditation which are described in the Vedic or yoga text, including the Bhagavad Gita. But in this current epoch that we find ourselves in, this current time in the Vedic cosmology, is called Kali Yuga. Yuga means a long time span. There are 4 yugas. Just like there are 4 seasons, and just like there is a rotation of summer, what's after summer? Autumn, winter, spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring. It rotates. On a larger cosmological scale, there are these 4 yugas of the universe, so to speak, and each, just like each season has its different characteristics, each yuga of the cosmos has its different characteristics. But can you hazard a guess what some of the characteristics of the current yuga might be? Harmony, peace, joy, satisfaction? No. Kali Yuga. It's also sometimes described as the Iron Age. So some of the symptoms of this season of the of the universe are quarrel, chaos, and confusion, and argumentativeness. These are some of the symptoms of this current time, which are all explained there in the Vedic text. And as we look around the world, we see this is absolutely the case. Not just on a national or, even amongst relationships. 2 people cannot even agree, let alone on a wider community thing, right? Relationships break up so quickly and easily through disagreements and my likes and dislikes and the other person's likes and dislikes. So that is part of the current age, just in the same way that you cannot totally change the heat of summer here, in January or February here on the Gold Coast. You can say, man, it's way too hot and people are suffering. Yeah, but we're not going to change the heat. That's what summer is like on the Gold Coast. But we can make things easier. You know, we can find shelter from the heat, right? The heat's still going to be there, but we ourselves can find shelter from that heat, and we can actually invite others also to find shelter from that heat. So similarly, in this age of quarrel, chaos, confusion, and another symptom that's mentioned in the Vedic text, a lack of compassion is one of the symptoms of this age. Lack of compassion. It diminishes during this time. So we ourselves can find shelter, Harinama. It means the holy names of the Supreme. That all these other meditative practices, which are real and genuine and effective, are very difficult in this time. We can't even sit for 10 minutes without feeling our back or our butt uncomfortable, let alone sitting, in proper mudras and bandhas and breath control and sense control and achieve enlightenment through that method. So it's described in the Vedic text, the harder the time is, the easier the process of self-realization is. And these are hard times. So the easy method is what we are trying to share here. This is in harmony with the teachings of yoga, sacred yoga text and the Vedic text, is in this difficult time to find peace and harmony and joy and inner satisfaction and to grow in our spiritual life. Harinama, the hearing and chanting, particularly with others. Congregational chanting is called Sankirtan. Like many of you may have heard of the idea of Sangha. Sangha means association of spiritual community, right? So it's a group where people associate with each other. And Kirtan means the chanting of the transcendental sound. So Sankirtan means the group together, congregational chanting of the holy names, is described as the Yuga Dharma. So again, I'm assuming you know the word Dharma, familiar with the word Dharma. So Yuga, Kali Yuga, the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga is Harinama Sankirtan. So to spread Harinama Sankirtan will bring the prime benediction for humanity at large, is how it's actually described in the yogic text. And we can have an influence upon many others. Because even lazy people who don't want to meditate can do this. And it's kind of fun, right? And we all like music, but we spiritualize that practice. So it's a very easy form to achieve self-discovery, self-enlightenment, harmony. Is that okay? Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So let's have some more Harinama Sankirtan. Some of us have got sore butts, so we're going to stand up. And if you'd like to stand up, you can as well, but just no crowd surfing. So please just join in, and like Madhurila was saying before, just embrace the holy name in your heart and sing from that same place where you are embracing it, and you can experience that joy, that harmony. So give it a shot. We're trying to. Mr. Drummer? I'm going to sit down, so I'm old.
And he doesn't have a guitar strap.
Does anyone know who this reminds you of? Does anyone know Lemmy? Anyone heard of Lemmy? Who's heard of Lemmy? Okay. I'm not going to pollute your minds by telling you. He's just a singer in a heavy metal band. He used to use the microphone like that. Okay. I didn't bring my lollies with me for a bit of energy. Oh, Krishna. Let's hear a Krishna. 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 Krishna means all attractive. It means all beautiful. Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Siddha Swarupananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gopakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gopakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Haribo Shri Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Guys are going to kill me. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, kalona steva, nasteva, nasteva, gati anyata. If everybody was doing that, there'd be no time for arguing. Let me catch my breath.
This one's a special request. Someone who couldn't be here tonight but is watching. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Haribo! Haribo!
There is a friend who will always stand by you, and his name is...
Stand by me. When there's trouble, stand by me.
One should chant the holy names of the Lord in a humble state of mind, feeling oneself to be lower than the straw in the streets. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, ready to offer all his best to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Namaste, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurabhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Haribo.
What a wonderful night. Thank you so much, everybody. So now we have the main attraction. His name is Leo.
The future of Kirtan.
Leo, say Haribo.
Haribo. Not while everybody's looking at me. No, okay, Haribo. Haribo.
There we go. We seem to have misplaced our cleanup crew tonight. We don't know where they are. Probably south of the border. Locked out. So if anyone would like to stay after dinner and help us tidy up, we have to sweep and mop and put everything away and clean the bathrooms,
Clean the kitchen.
then that would be hugely appreciated. And it's kind of fun as well. So if you'd like to do that, we would love you forever.
Well, for a night.
Until next week. And coming up, we've got some really cool workshops. There's a spring balance, something like that, spring wellness workshop.
You'll have to come along, Peter.
It's actually next Saturday here from 1 till 6, and you'll learn a whole bunch of different, sorry, the words have gone, all the chanting's just filled me up. You'll learn different modalities from
Stuff.
Ayurveda and things.
Things and stuff.
From yoga to help you stay nice and balanced over the changing seasons, and just to support your body through this time. Nice recipes and cooking classes and yogasana classes and really nice
tips from Ayurveda.
Yeah, really nice crew of people who will sort of go through a whole afternoon of that with you. It's a really nice wellness workshop. And then we also have a school holiday workshop for ages 6 to 9 with a couple of our very passionate teachers who happen to love kids and teaching kids and are very, very excited about passing on yoga and meditation to the new generation. Then coming up the following month, I think we have like a yoga soundscape, which is like a 2-hour guided yoga meditation flow thing, yeah. And that's next month, and we've got an Italian cooking class coming up and a whole bunch of stuff. So if you'd like more info, please see Carolyn on reception. She can help you out. And you can also check our website and check out our socials and all that kind of stuff.
And we have a newsletter. Yeah, people can sign up for the newsletter.
Sign up for the newsletter.
Not already.
And what's the other thing? Oh, if you enjoyed the experience here and you'd like to share that with other people, please pass on by word of mouth. That's actually our best advertising is word of mouth. And people inviting friends, friends inviting friends. And the other thing that's great is if you can leave a review on Google or Facebook for us, then that people actually read those. Who knew? So that would be great help as well. Thank you so much.
Don't forget the most important thing, the most important message I have tonight, we're looking for clean-up help.
Don't get distracted by the other things. So, please enjoy the meal. We're bringing a nice vegetarian, vegan meal around now. Please enjoy the meal, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much. We also have a Friday Kirtan, if people weren't aware.
Yeah, Friday here is a mellow experience.
Friday at 6:30, really beautiful Kirtan. Thank you, and good night, everybody. Haribol.